when Eddie was in no shape to do so. Oh, now we all saw the 2004 tour, as we like to call it. What do they call it? The Samurai Ponytail Tour.
Oh, yeah. Right.
When Ed was playing a different song than the band. So, obviously Ed, his alcoholism was severely acting up at this time, which was it was just sad to see. It was sad to see him in that state. And, his musical genius wasn't at its full powers at that time, so it was sort of rough to witness, but it is definitely a sad case, right?
Yeah, it was. It was sad he went out. It was sad the rest of the band thought it was okay for him to go out like that. There's a little greed going all around.
Oh, totally.
I mean, I will say that when we saw them during the early part of the tour,
right,
he wasn't too bad.
No.
But still, as a whole, that tour was easily one of the worst tours, if not the worst tour Van Halen ever did.
Yeah, it's incredible. Number 12, another battle cry from a lot of our listeners. Not reissuing remastered Sammy Hagar-era albums in the U.S. They did it overseas in Japan, and I said that I bought them and I went out of my way to get them, and they're a little louder, okay? But they're not to the point of remastering the way they should be. This is really, it's such disrespect to Sam. It's amazing. With Dave back in the band since 2007, it really has been a whitewash of the past. So I don't think we're going to see this anytime soon. What do you think, Dave?
No, I agree with you. I don't think so either. But come on, guys. Put out those albums. Put on some bonus tracks. It's not rocket science.
I know. It's incredible. It's incredible. Number 11, not doing videos for 5150. I've said this before on this podcast. I still can't believe that the record company would let them put out that album without doing videos. Now, let's consider this situation. 1986. MTV is at its height. MTV is running the music industry at this point. How they didn't have videos for those songs is beyond me. Now, the only thing I can think of is they were saying that we need to change our image. Video was all Dave, and we don't want to do video. But, oh, my God, how they didn't even do a performance video. It's incredible, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I don't know how they got away with it, but they did. Hats off to them that the album did as well as it did. And especially, I mean, they were known as a video band.
Yep.
And I get that Dave was a big proponent of that, so when he left, he took that with him.
Right.
But, man, I'm just still amazed to this day how they got away with that.
It's true. It's true. Now, let's also remember that when Live Without a Net came out, the live home video, VHS, MTV took that, spliced it up, and made videos for like Love Walks In, Best of Both Worlds, and they made their own videos with that shit. So, and Dreams, obviously, they had the video of, the Blue Angels thing there, but that really wasn't a Van Halen video. I don't even know the history behind that, but it's incredible. But that's what they did, if you guys remember that, during that era. Number 10, we are cracking into the top 10, and this is also sticking with the video theme. When they did do a video, they came out with this wimpy, sappy, Hallmark When It's Love video, which is Sam's first video. Now, one thing I'll tell you is Sam looks great. He's in great shape for the video. He's in really perfect condition. His hair's all grown out. He's in, boxing condition. But this was just full of cheese. This was like a plate of nachos, this thing. Oh, my God. What did you think when you saw this, Dave, with all that lush, romantic lighting and everything? What did you think of it?
Yeah, this was the new Van Halen.
Yeah.
I mean, between the video and the song, I mean, that's really when I almost hung up my Van Halen gloves.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to buy that album.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly scared a lot of people off, but then it also opened up the market to a lot of women, so there's that too.
It did get them a lot of new fans. I will give them that.
It did, that's true. Number 9 comes in as the Mitch Malloy debacle. Oh, wow, what a painful fucking time in Van Halen. So, in the eye of this storm that was 1996, where Sam is out, Dave is in. No, wait. Dave's really not in. Gary's staying in Ed's guest house. But we hired Mitch Malloy. What to do? Oh, my God. I know we did a whole episode with Mitch, and he was a very nice guy. And I still text him to this day, and he's very nice. I felt bad for this guy. He got a job that didn't exist. Oh, my God. I still can't believe this story. I mean, it really is shocking, and how it was kept under wraps. And, I mean, the guy was the lead singer of Van Halen for a very short, brief period of time. It's incredible. He must shake his head every day. What do you think?
I hope he's over it by now, because I see you're not.
He's in great white right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Good for him.
That's right.
I think it's crazy that in 1 year, Van Halen technically had 4 lead singers.
Oh, God.
I mean, just the whole, Sam, you're not a team player, you're out. Dave, you're in, but not really. We just want to use you for, just to promote the greatest hits. And so we're not really going to promise you anything. Gary, hold on. You're in, but you can't leave the guest house yet.
Here's the keys to the guest house. Go and hang out with Valerie.
Right. But hold on there, because we're still talking to Mitch, and we haven't quite broken the news to him yet. I mean, you just talk about poor communication.
Oh yeah,
all around. I mean, is it any wonder why Ed and the rest of the band are hard to work with? I mean, there you go. It's right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Number 8, David Lee Roth and Ted Templeman recording the Crazy from the Heat EP without telling the band. For the life of me, I do not understand how this could have possibly happened, because Ted was not only a producer, he was an executive at Warner Brothers who was very high up in the chain. How the band did not know about this is unreal to me. It's absolutely unreal. And for Warner Brothers to be preparing another release using Van Halen's singer without telling Van Halen is, I just can't fathom it. How did that even happen? I mean, maybe they were looking for a stopgap in between albums because they knew it was going to take a long time.
That is crazy, but it's almost as crazy as Ed performing on Beat It, and nobody knew that either.
Well, that is crazy. I'll tell you why. Number one, it's not Ed's album. It's like a few seconds of a song. Second of all, I mean, Quincy Jones called him, Quincy Jones being one of the biggest producers in the world. Hey, can you come down, do a little solo, blah, blah, blah. And I can see Ed being like, yeah, and just throwing it together and whatever. Now, the crazy part of that story is Ed taking no points on that record. He left a fortune on the table.
Right.
Because
that's one of Eddie Van Halen's worst moves.
Right, exactly. Let's put that at the top of one of Eddie, or one of Eddie, not the top, but from a financial standpoint, that was suicide. I mean, I would love for someone to figure out what money he left. It's got to be millions and millions, because by having Eddie on that album, it brought a lot of rock fans to that record that normally wouldn't have been there before. So he's got an argument there. I swear to God, one thing I plan on doing with this podcast is getting to the bottom of that situation. How the fuck did no one tell the band? How did the Crazy from the EP go down without any sort of authorization or anything? It's unbelievable.
Right. How did they do it and didn't tell the rest of the band until the album was done?
Possible? How is that possible?
I think they were so out of it or ignorant. I'm going to get a lot of trouble when he hears this, but how did Noel not know this?
Well, I think Noel was, if I remember correctly, if you read Noel's book, he was working on the record, wasn't he? Wasn't he working, promoting the record? If I have to read that part of the book again, but the next time we have him on, I'm going to have to get into that a little bit.
But I don't necessarily knew that he knew about the record till after it was done either.
You mean he didn't know? Oh, Jesus.
Right. He may have promoted it, but yeah. I don't, but the question is, how did he and the rest?
Yeah.
Right, how was the whole thing recorded? Because I remember Dave was like, hey, here's my new solo album, and he was playing a cassette of it for them.
Right.
And it's kind of like, how did is the communication line so broken down that you recorded a solo album already and it's done, and this is the first your bandmates are hearing it or have a clue what you're doing?
Unbelievable. Number 7 is David Lee Roth, Eddie Van Halen, and Alex Van Halen not showing up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007 when they got inducted. Wow, is this dysfunction at its best? This was incredible. I can't believe, especially Roth. I mean, of all fucking people, he's going to pass up the media spotlight of getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? What was the reason behind that? I don't get that. What?
All because they wouldn't play Jump.
You're right. That's right.
All because
right.
Velvet Revolver would not play Jump.
Velvet Revolver, who was representing Van Halen, which didn't make sense because what does Velvet Revolver have to do with Van Halen? They should have gotten somebody else. However, they refused to play Jump. Roth was going to come in and sing Jump, I guess, with them as the background. They refused to do it. I mean, just do Panama or something. What the fuck? It was just, what a disaster that was. And then we were there that night. We kept wondering if Dave was going to show up anyway. I couldn't get over the fact that Dave would pass up that media spotlight. But he did. I still can't, to this day, believe that it happened. That was a missed opportunity, don't you think?
Yes, and as a fan, very disappointing. I don't understand why for one night everybody can't put on their big boy pants and just pull it together.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 6, an overall comment of bad press, like the bitter 1996 or 97. I still can't remember if that. I think it might have been late 96 when that MTV interview with Ed and Al, where they're both in the sunglasses and they're talking about the baby steps and all that stuff. That was a horrific interview, and then also Ed's biting 2015 interview in Billboard magazine, which was not that long ago, 5 years ago, about how Dave's not his friend and all that. That was all real dark, ugly shit. I mean, they were really washing their dirty laundry in the public when those two interviews. I was like, that was not cool. And it was definitely coming from the Van Halen side, not the Roth side. What do you think?
Those guys, they can't take the high road. They got to be ugly. Or I mean, maybe they're just telling it like it is from their perspective.
Perhaps.
But man, it comes across as very bitter. And this is different than, say, 1986 when it was Dave versus Sam and it was all that stuff in the news. I mean, a lot of that was media driven, trying to create a fight that wasn't necessarily there.
Right.
Although there were certainly a lot of people in the band who rose to the occasion and didn't mind throwing darts back and forth. But these guys can never seem just to stand back and say, yeah, you know what? I left the band and I wish those guys well and I'm just going on my own. Or someone says, yeah, he left the band and we wish him well.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
never seems to happen.
Never seems to happen. Number 5, the MTV 1996 VMA appearance. Now, we all know, we've seen this probably 6,000 times, the whole debacle that was. But to be honest with you, the more I think about it, I don't think Dave was as bad. I don't know. I think he was just being Dave, but I don't know. I think Dave was trying to kind of make it a bit of a moment. I mean, I didn't really care for how he treated Beck, and he was dancing and moving. That was ridiculous what he did. That was stupid. But I'm talking about just the time in the beginning. Dave was kind of gracious. He came out and, greeted the crowd and said, this is the first time we're on stage and together in 12 years. And I thought it was nice for him to recognize the moment. And then Eddie and Al and Mike just kind of huddled together, and that was all Eddie's doings. And I don't know. There was something very strange about that whole, oh my God, the chemistry was so off. It was brutally awkward to watch. Right, Dave? Do you remember it? I mean, it was the cringiest moment.
Dave wanted to be there. He was going whole hog,
Yep.
which he shouldn't have been. The rest of the band, especially Ed, did not want to be there. And when you're lifting the guy up and moving him out of the way of the microphone, that there's trouble brewing.
God, what a nightmare. And Dave's mom jeans that he was wearing, What?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Was
That's
that?
right. It was almost
Oh.